So Amanda Nunes retires after absolutely dominating Aldana. That's UFC 289 in the bag. I'm going to go over the fallout of this event. But before we do that, if you can like, comment and subscribe, it really does help us out. Throughout 5 rounds, Amanda Nunes put on an absolute clinic against Aldana. She looked untouchable. Aldana didn't really seem to be able to get much off. There was one moment, I think in the first round, where she caught her with a great right hand, and that was about it. It just proves that Amanda Nunes is just so well-rounded. She is the lioness for a reason. She's the double champ, and she's now retired. I did not see this coming. I could see different outcomes happening of the actual fight, but it never even crossed my mind that she might retire. As soon as she was in the post-fight interview after and she asked for tape, you knew what was coming. I mean, she put both belts down in the cage, laid her gloves down, and says that's her retiring. One thing we can take away from this as fans is the highlight reel of finishes that she's provided for us over the years. I say this every time we seem to speak about Amanda Nunes, but with first round finishes of Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey, Cyborg, and that's just them 3 as well. She absolutely battered Megan Anderson, if you remember a couple of years ago. Felicia Spencer, that's another one. I thought that she would have wanted to finish the trilogy with Juliana Pena just to cement herself as the best. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to hearing Juliana's reaction to this. It'll be, running scared, that kind of thing. But we've got that to look forward to. But we've got Amanda to thank for the great finishes and the great fights over the years. Jumping now onto the co-main event, which many people consider to be the actual main event. We had Charles Oliveira defeating Beneil Dariush in the first round via TKO. Wow, this one was, I expected a finish from either fighter, but not like this, I don't think. Charles had Beneil in his guard for a little while, but Beneil trying to rain down some ground and pound strikes, that kind of thing, but nothing really hit as well as what he'd imagined. But as soon as they got back to the feet, something underrated that we're going to have to talk about more often is Charles's head kicks. That was crazy. I think he caught him with a couple, 2 or 3 throughout the fight, but even though it was through Beneil's guard, he still did some damage, and that was the beginning of the end. I mean, towards the end of the round, hit him with a head kick, then he hit him with a punch, and took him down to the ground. And Beneil, he just looked dazed. That was I don't think anyone can contest that stoppage. But the big question is, where does that now leave Charles? Does he deserve to fight Islam again? I mean, considering from the last outing, it didn't, it was that one-sided against Islam. You think, well, does he really deserve it? Just after that. But again, an opponent like Beneil, a lot of people were calling for him to get the title shot even before this fight. He's had the string of bad luck. He got injured leading up to his fight with Islam. This fight with Charles was supposed to happen a few months ago. Nevertheless, it happened now, and it was TKO'd in the first round. But that's just me being a greedy fan, wondering what's going to happen now in the lightweight division for the gold, because surely now Charles would have to fight the winner of Dustin and Justin in order to get a shot at Islam. But hey, who knows? As for the rest of the card, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I mean, we had a great welterweight bout with Mike Malott, Canada's own Mike Malott, I might add, against Adam Fugit. Now, I'm going to say it like that just in case I make a big blunder there. Now, it was a great win, submission victory in the second round. There was, during Mike's entrance, the barrier broke for the fans, and I seen a few of them knocked down straight into there. I mean, just get him a beer and they'll be fine, so the commentators were saying anyway. But overall, hearing the energy of the crowd for their countrymen, that really did spice the card up. It makes it exciting when the crowd's really behind it. It really does get you involved emotionally as well, because a lot of people were writing this card off as a little bit lackluster compared to ones that we have had previously this year and ones that are coming up. The rest of the card, it was good. I mean, it perishes in comparison to what's happening at UFC 290 and 291. But this was its own card. It was a card for the Canadian fans. I think there was 4 Canadian fighters on this card, and it was great to reach out to that crowd. Dan Ige versus Nate the Train, that was a good fight. Nate was in it until the end, but I mean, maybe that's just a little bit of my bias because I really do like Nate. But you can't take anything away from Dan Ige. He's got some serious power in them hands. He dropped Nate quite a few times, but it ended up leading to a decision win. He even said in the post-fight afterwards that, he was quite disappointed in his performance. But, in his post-fight interview, he did say that he wanted to be back later this year, and he says, "I promise I will finish the guy." I mean, we've heard that many times from many fighters, but, maybe we can hold Dan Ige to that. Overall, UFC 289, it was a good card. I mean, it's always exciting to see fights, and like I say, when the crowd's behind it 100%, it just really intensifies it and makes you feel emotionally involved and invested in the card itself. But for now, I believe that's all we've got time for. Thank you everyone for watching. If you can like, comment and subscribe, it really does help us out.